Hi, tonight is our fourth grade Reading and Social Studies PTO meeting for homework and study skills. And my name is Miss Harper, and hopefully your child has told you a little bit about me so far. We are enjoying getting used to getting to know each other, and I think the students are getting in the routine of what I expect. And so one of the things I want to share with you tonight is a slide that we have made for the Nichols Elementary School students for homework and study skills. And it's just got a couple of tips that just kind of help you feel more comfortable with what your child is expected to know, and also ways that you can help your child be more independent and also to provide that support that they need. First of all, on the left-hand side, you see grammar homework. There's a link each day on the learning path under grammar, and your students know how to access this. We practice it in class. They also may complete it in the morning if they do not have a computer. So I'm pretty flexible because some kids have computers at home, some don't. So if that's the case, I'm more than willing to let them click on the link in the morning time during morning work and get that completed. Also in reading, each Friday we take a test, and it's a cold read test, which means that they haven't seen the test before, but it's on a lexile that is appropriate for their grade level. And it is a passage that I have selected that is a fair passage that allows the student to refer back to the text, read it twice, and look for the answers in the text. And I model for them how to do this each Friday in class, and we'll go over that in just a minute because test-taking tips, you'll see that listed on the right-hand side, and I will go over that in a few minutes. Okay, in social studies, we use Studies Weekly in class. It's got videos and passages, and we also have a workbook that sometimes we complete in class. But those passages that your child is tested over each Friday, that passage is something that it's on their grade level. It's something that I know that they can read, and the answers are right there in the text. So I don't try to make anything difficult. I want the students to know how to confidently go to the text and look for those answers and make sure that they are, interpreting the question and they're reading it carefully. They know what the question is asking, but they also know how to go to the text and find the answer and transfer that information as they are typing their answer or they're selecting multiple choice. On the social studies, it's multiple choice. For the reading test, there's some multiple choice and then there's some constructive response. Looking at in the middle on the slide for study skills, it says ask your child about the events listed on this week's newsletter. Ask them about fascinating facts that they're learning about. We are currently learning about the colonists, and we will be learning about the colonists for quite some time. And that's their journey towards independence. And, they can tell you about the Stamp Act and the Boston Massacre and, some of the figures and the French and Indian War. So some of those things are very interesting, and they might surprise you with what they've learned. Vocabulary and spelling words, how to study for the test. One easy way to study for the vocabulary and spelling is, to create flashcards and just take some index cards, write the word on the front, and write the definition on the back if it's vocabulary. And then I'm willing to give 5 points every week if they have them to turn in with them on Friday. But this needs to be completed before they get in my classroom. I'm not going to give points if they're walking in with blank flashcards because we don't have time. We are pushed to the max right now time-wise. So if they want to complete the flashcards at home, that's great. Not only does that help them be successful in their tests, but it also helps them practice. So I'm good with that. On Fridays, they do have a vocabulary and a spelling test. It's got their 15 spelling words, and then it's got their 10 vocabulary, and it's multiple choice. The spelling, they have several different ways of spelling the word, and they just have to choose the multiple choice answer that shows the correct spelling that they have seen on the newsletter. And then for vocabulary, it gives them the word, and then they have to choose the definition that matches the word, or vice versa. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If they have been practicing on their newsletter and looking at those words, they should make an easy 100. Also, we use vocabulary sometimes in Google Classroom, and that's just kind of like cute little rap videos that have a way of engaging the content for the students. They pay attention, they enjoy singing along, and there's really cool facts that they learn that really support what we're teaching in social studies. So sometimes I use vocabulary. Um, One of the things I also want to point out that I have been really stressing with the students is each Friday, I make a point to go over this multiple times with each one of them. And the chart and what you see listed on this slide, test taking tips, is listed on a chart paper and it is attached to my board and it's going to stay up there until we get the hang of what we need to be doing when we take our test. Number one, beginning each sentence with an uppercase letter. I have told them that this is something they learned in kindergarten and it's something that I expect as a fourth grader they should be able to do. Number two, end each sentence with proper punctuation. I want to see some type of punctuation at the end of that sentence, even if it's incorrect. I'm looking to see, are they remembering the sentence structure, the capital letter at the beginning and punctuation at the end. Number three, writing complete sentences. Sometimes I have students write a one-word answer, and I've been working with them on this. And so we have been practicing in class. I've been modeling on the board how to do this, and I know that they are getting better at this, but it's going to take time. And that leads me into number four, restate the question before answering. And here's an example of what I'm trying to teach them. I might say, what is your name? And then when they restate that question before they answer it, they're going to restate the question by saying, my name is, and then they answer it. And number five, make sure you answer all parts of the question and provide text evidence. Always look back in the passage for the evidence. We have a tendency in fourth grade to rush through the passage, maybe read it once, not twice like we should, and we think we see the answer and we kind of summarize and kind of pick out certain things that we think might be the answer, but we're not taking the time to really read the passage. So the questions that the passage is asking, the questions are fair questions, and they are located in the text if the student is reading carefully. 8, 9, and 10, the last three questions of the reading test are always constructive response, where they have to answer the question and look in the passage, make sure they understand the story, and then the constructive response is going to ask them a question that they feel like the student should be able to answer if they have been reading carefully. Sometimes the question will say, provide supporting evidence or examples. And I've taught them, if it asks for that, you have to go back to the passage and you have to look for the example and then make sure that they add that to their answer choice. So I have been asking them to let me preview their constructive response before they submit it. No, I'm not going to help them and they are not going to get the answers from me. But I do take the time to look over them, to guide them towards taking a second look at the passage or being more thoughtful when they look for their answers. So I hope this helps you help your student and your child to be a more successful student. And I've really enjoyed getting to know them. They are a really sweet group. I've heard that from all the third grade teachers, and I have to agree they are an awesome group. And we are really going to focus this year on becoming stronger readers. So I hope you found this presentation to be helpful, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me. The best way to contact me is Class Dojo. If you have not signed up for Class Dojo, please send me your cell phone number. You can send it with a student in the morning, or you can send it by email, or however you want to do it. But the best way to know what's going on, or the best way for you to contact me, is to send me a Class Dojo message, and I'm more than happy to accommodate in that. So thank you for attending this presentation, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.